Hello guys, it's been a while and to be honest, I've procrastinated making this video and I just wanted to put that out there to keep myself accountable and so that you guys can keep me accountable as well. I've been procrastinating with the video. And so I just want to share my progress with Imperium Academy by Charlie Morgan, a multimillionaire. And so I'm currently doing the mindset training, the mindset modules, and it's a lot of stuff, man. It's really intense, and so the first few videos have been very abstract, and it's kind of tough going through those and really paying attention. But it really comes back in full circles with the later modules like trial by fire and also oscillatory cycles. I've learned a lot about myself, and I've had to confront things about myself, like the oscillation cycles in my life. And then there's also trial by fire, which I'm doing right now. And there's stuff that I've learned, like resistance, and how I've been resisting, let's say, making this video is a form of resistance, procrastination. And then there's also resistance with cold outreach, because I did it for one day and it wasn't the best experience. Let's say I blocked out 30 minutes for cold outreach, and in those 30 minutes, I only managed to send like 3 cold outreach DMs. And so that's pretty rough. I had a not so pleasant experience with cold outreach, but I won't let that one experience stop me from continuing to do the work. And so I know it's going to be difficult, and I just need to get better at cold outreach. The thing that's most difficult right now is finding the emails. And then I already have the script specific for my niche, which is SaaS startups. I already have my script, I just have to copy and paste. But the thing that I'm having trouble right now is actually sourcing the leads and finding the emails, going through the LinkedIn accounts, clicking on websites, and just getting that email. And so that's what's taking the most time. But I'm sure that with practice, I'll get better at it, and then I'll just be sending more and more DMs. And so that's a mindset shift that I've had now after going through trial by fire, which is very, very raw, very real, and it's forced me to confront myself. And so other resistance that I've listed here is rationalization, which sometimes I can rationalize why I don't do things. Let's say for this video, maybe I rationalize that I don't have time, or that like consuming content for the niche research is more important, and sometimes even more important than cold outreach. But in reality, it's just easier to do those things. It's easier to just watch a video and consume content than it is to do the work. So that's something I've had to come to terms with myself. There's also instant gratification. So this is a very specific one, because in my past experiences, I've only had to send a couple, like 1 or 3 DMs, and I've gotten a client. And also for my first research call that I did, I sent one warm video DM, and that's how I closed my first niche research call. And so I kind of had this experience where I got results very quickly, but in reality, it won't be so with cold outreach. I have to do more volume, I have to get rejected a lot. I'll see a lot of failure until eventually I start booking appointments for meetings. Another one is comfort. So that's a resistance as well. It's comfortable to just sit and watch the modules than it is to do cold outreach. There can also be work priority. So before, let's say for my web design company, I would be doing cold outreach, but then I'd say something like, I need to do this website. And so I'd switch priority and I spend a whole month making a website. instead of doing cold outreach, which is the hard thing that I was supposed to be doing. Because what's the point if you can't get clients? And so Charlie has talked about this, how cold outreach is very important for getting those first clients in, especially high ticket and starting your business. Let's see. There's also other stuff like beliefs and paradigm, which Charlie has talked about in the mindset modules. And I've learned some interesting things about myself, like how I seem to procrastinate a lot, rationalize why I procrastinate. I've also done my Miro board with the becoming self, and so let me just share some of the habits and traits that I've listed out for this one. So here are some positive character traits. Disciplined. This is a big one because I kind of had an epiphany that yes, I've been working out 5 times a week, and I've been sitting through the modules, I've been doing the niche research, and I've been consistent with them, but I haven't been putting a lot of effort, like really focusing and really going hard, working out, really paying attention to the modules. And so a new definition of discipline that I've come up with is the intentional endurance of pain. So how much pain can you endure? And pain can be just, let's say, mental pain, like focusing, just being uncomfortable and focusing through a video. And there can also be the physical pain with working out, like how hard are you going? Are you training to failure? Are you really working those muscles? And so I've got to be more disciplined. The next one is focused. I sometimes drift off and sometimes I get brain fog, so I just need to practice focusing more. And one of the good habit that I've placed in the Miro board is meditation. So I'm going to start meditating again. I used to do it. I don't know why I even stopped, because it's free therapy, it's free relaxation. You can download a free app like Medito and get started immediately. And right now I'm doing 10 minutes, and hopefully I'll just keep doing that every day, every morning once I wake up. Other positive character traits have been obsession. So this is a really big one for me because I know I have to be obsessed to get great results. And that hasn't really been the case. I've been thinking about other things as well, specifically women actually. And that's a very big distraction. And maybe just other things except business. I don't really think about business a lot when I'm not doing work. And so I've got to practice just intentionally thinking about the business and where I wanted to go when I'm not working. Let's say maybe I'm on the bus or I'm walking to school or something. I've got to practice just thinking about business and being obsessed with it, being obsessed with the details. Another positive character trait is calm, being calm, calculating, pragmatic, objective. This is a big one. You don't want to lie to yourself. That's a really bad thing. And I think I have a quote here about lying to yourself. Or no, I removed it, unfortunately. But there's a lot of good quotes on lying by Epictetus or Dostoevsky, actually. Dostoevsky. And so lying to yourself is a very bad thing, and it can really just distort your reality and make things appear that aren't actually there and stop you from becoming the best version of yourself. And so what you want to do, Charlie talked about this, you want to be in factual alignment with reality. You just want to see reality for what it is and not what you want it to be, because the reality might be that, hey, you're not actually that guy that you thought you were. And so I kind of had this thing for me. I thought I had all the good habits, all the positive character traits and none of the negative. But that's just bullshit, because if I had all the positive traits and I had none of the negative traits, then I would already be successful. And so there was something wrong. My paradigm wasn't in factual alignment with the objective reality. So I had to dig deep for the oscillatory cycles video, and then just actually be brutally honest with myself and really dig deep for those negative character traits. And so you might be facing this problem if you're in the Imperium Academy and you're trying to find negative traits about yourself and you can't seem to find any. Stop bullshitting yourself, because if you had no negative traits, you would already be successful. And so just sit with that for a while, think about it in the shower, think about it when you're going to school or something. Really dig deep and specifically look at the times when things have gone wrong in the business, and then look at what you were doing then. And so that's how I've kind of found my negative traits with, let's say, procrastination or laziness. And now let's move on to some more positive character traits. Charismatic, so being able to persuade people to do what you want. Integrity, ambitious, monopolistic. And so this is actually a very interesting one. For my research, I've been reading 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel, and he basically says that competition is for losers. And that really resonates, because why would you want to compete with people and then just compete for the same pool of resources when you can just be the absolute best, just be a monopoly, be undeniable and be the absolute best of your field. And so that's a trait that I've listed there, monopolistic. Next one is educated. You want to self-educate, read books, and educate yourself through the modules, and actually take in that information, not just watch it for the sake of watching it and feeling productive. You have to actually pay attention and take it in and do the action items. Delusional levels of confidence. And so this is another interesting one, because I am delusional. However, if I don't build the proof, then that delusion will crumble. Because for delusional confidence to work, you have to have some level of, let's say, proof. Like proof that you're a hardworking person. Let's say you can build proof with going to the gym. You can build proof with meditating, doing the good habits, eating clean. And so you're building proof that you're a high quality person, or that you're a successful person. You're building these habits that will bring you success. And what you want to do, you want to cultivate these, and you want to build proof that you are who you say you are. And then just add on top of that delusional confidence, and then your confidence will be even way higher. So this is like where your proof is at, and then just add delusional confidence, and then you're going to be even more higher. And so that's a nice trait there. The next one is courageous, being present. And so I've been working on this with meditation now. Extreme ownership, just taking responsibility for your life and not blaming other things or circumstances for why you are the way you are. So all of us have been through traumatic stuff. Charlie has said this. Everybody has their own shit. So maybe it's not your fault that things happen to you. Maybe it's not your fault that you live in a third world country or something, but it is your responsibility. And so next up we have strategic, resilient, adaptable, punctual, high stress tolerance, and visionary. So those are the positive character traits that I've listed. Here are some habits: exercise, journal, reading, eating clean, things that I already do. Business thinking, which ties back to obsession, so I need to think more about my business when I'm not working. Scheduling, that's something that I've been starting to integrate now. Scheduling time blocks for when I'm going to do work, when I'm going to study, or doing the annoying little school task. Getting that out of the way. And then we have listening, because in sales you really want to listen to the problems that your customers have, and then you want to really drill into that so you can get them to buy, Meditation, starting to do meditation, just clear out your mind, building your focus, because you're focusing on the breath, or maybe your body parts or the sensations. And so you're practicing just being in the present moment, focusing on one thing, then tracking progress. And so let's say maybe you're just winging it. You're doing a bunch of cold outreach, but you aren't tracking how much outreach you're doing. And so Charlie has talked about this in the foundational models, where you kind of want to be a scientist. And when you do experiments, you want to track the progress and see like what you're doing correctly, what you're doing wrong. And so it's very important for you to track progress. And another one is visualization. So this is just a nice little extra habit for the visionary trait. And so you can see this pattern where I'm putting habits that correlate to the traits. So you want to put down habits which will help you get the trait, which will develop the trait. And so I've picked visualization because I want to be a visionary. I want to have that visionary trait. And so I just want to visualize being successful, doing the right things, doing like 100 cold outreach a day, visualize, let's say. I've also done this for football because I play football. And so I've visualized myself scoring goals, but that's besides the point. You know, you really want to visualize business stuff mainly, if that's your goal. If your goal is to make 10K amount or whatever it is, whatever the number is, this is the Imperium Academy is for business. So all these habits and these traits, you kind of want to gear towards helping you achieve your goal of getting a successful business. So skills, sales, appointment booking, service delivery, leadership, hiring, programming, writing, copywriting, marketing, public speaking, which I'm doing right now. And so just getting used to speaking to an audience, that's something that will be very useful. And it's something that I see myself doing because eventually, well, no, I will be doing it. I will be posting my story online, my journey, and then building a brand of that, which can bring in profits later. Once I've started to double down on the service, once I've gone through more of the modules and start selling, the brand will be very important in just getting that inbound leads. So and then the number 10 skill is branding. And so just knowing what you want to be associated with, knowing what you want your brand to stand for. So for me right now, I'm thinking of just business and self-improvement. So that's currently where I'm at, and then I want to learn even more from people who've done it far many times than me, and who've been in the game more time than me. So that's where I'm at right now, just sharing you my becoming self mapping, and maybe that inspires you. That's cool. And if you haven't done it and you're supposed to do it, go and do it now. Don't procrastinate. Like procrastination's a bitch, and forgive my French, but it will really mess you up, and it will delay your progress insanely. So in business, you want to make progress, you don't want to procrastinate anything. Please go do the work. And if you're watching this and maybe you don't know what's the Imperium Academy, it's basically an academy about business and how to make lots of money. It's entirely free. There's a lot of high quality guys in here, and the modules are insane. They're so in depth that if you don't know about it and you're interested in business, please go ahead and just join it. Just search it up, Imperium Academy, or go to YouTube and search Charlie Morgan. Click on his videos. He'll probably have the link down in the description. It's so insane, man. There's so much value in here, and I'm going to continue sharing progress. So let's say for the past week, I've only had one niche research call. It was supposed to be 15 minutes. It went on for 22 minutes, so that's kind of good. But I need to book more calls, make more cold outreaches, and fully research my avatar. So that's where I'm at right now, and I'll be keeping you guys updated. And so if you see me not posting next week, then just call me out in the comments and tell me why I'm not posting consistently, and that will keep me accountable. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you learned something, and I hope you're inspired to join Imperium Academy or to continue grinding through the modules.